Y'all already know what time it is. Why we seeming like it? Why we acting like it's Monday morning?
Black, the all black. Y'all Mogul brothers is on something different with this all black. Last night, this morning, it's all black. I'm just saying, y'all. I'm just saying, put mindset in the chat because this all black just be doing something. Put mindset in the chat, family. Okay, I'm going back on mute. My bad.
Sunshine, you just a lover. I appreciate you loving on me. Thank you, love. Thank you, love. Y'all know what I'm about to say. Today is a good day for what? Y'all know what I'm about to say. Today is a good day for a great day. I was reading a passage, right? And when I was reading, I got stuck on this one thing. And it said, suffering is overrated. Suffering is overrated. It starts to make me think, do we want to start early? Do we want to go to the church? Do we want to go to the mosque? Do we want to go to the temple, the Kingdom Hall? I got to know. I just got to get the answer. Do we want to start early? Because we might just have to start early. I'm just saying. Oh, yeah? Okay, somebody turn me up. Jasmine, can I get some energy, Jasmine? Come on and give us an energy smoothie. You haven't given us an energy smoothie in a while. Come on. Put you on the spot today. Today is Wednesday, Winning Wednesday, right? Give us some love because just 2 months ago, it was summer. Just 2 months ago, we were in an excited space. Like, wow. I like Wellness Wednesday. Shout out to Laverne. So just think about that. And now you're getting ready to crawl right back into your winter wonderland of depression. Right? You know that you know when you get the winter wonderland depression, where it's like you don't feel like doing anything. You feel like hibernating. Imagine that you have these 2 months, 3 months of your life where everything is just amazing. And then winter is just this daunting thing. Am I making this up, or does somebody feel like this in some way or some capacity? Let me know, please. Because I know in New York City, seasonal depression is real. Okay? Seasonal depression is real because to be in one of what we call the greatest cities, still got some work to do on them cities, but to be in one of the places that they call the greatest cities, but to only have weather that you can truly enjoy maybe 3 or 4 months out of the entire year. Travesty. That's blasphemy. That's a crime, right? That's criminal activity. I really want y'all to be aware of what's happening. So somebody dropped the word change in the chat. Look at Keith. Keith like, yeah, something about the pop. What are you about to say next? Yeah, what's about to happen? Well, I want to let you know, change is something you can control. Your life does not get better by chance. It gets better by what? Change, right? So as I'm reading this and I get stuck on suffering is overrated, thoughts came to me. But I want to know real quick, which thoughts come to you when you hear suffering is overrated? Raise your virtual hand, actually, and let's really go through it. 30 seconds or less. Raise your virtual hand. Raise your virtual hand. And let's call on some people. Well, Sunshine, I guess you the first hand up. All right. Let's bring up Sunshine.
So, yeah, I do believe that suffering is overrated simply because I believe that we create our own suffering. We have things that take place. There are certain circumstances that take place, yes, but they are temporary circumstances. We allow ourselves to sit in places of our circumstances way too long. I say it a lot. And I think suffering is completely like a figment of your imagination. Like literally, stop sitting and drowning in a situation when you have full control of your mindset, of your heart, of your capabilities. Walk in your power and know it's a temporary situation. Everything you've been through already, you've already made it through. So let's stop suffering and let's start living.
Let's stop suffering and start living. Somebody drop some love in the chat. So I love that you got the conversation started. I love that. Think about what you just did. Let's stop suffering and start living. What's the first thing that people usually ask you when you first meet them?
Probably how you doing?
All right. And then what takes place after that?
It creates an open dialogue. People ask,
Okay.
what do you do? People ask me a lot where I'm from. As soon as I open my mouth, they're like, you're not from here. Where you from?
All right.
Um,
So what you do for a living, right, is something that they would ask you,
mhm.
right? They obviously would ask your name, ask you how you're doing, and you would answer. But the question that is usually that pinnacle question is, what do you do for a living? But did they ever stop to ask you, or did you ever stop to ask yourself, why would they ask that question? Or better yet, let me see if I can ask a better question. What am I doing while I'm living? What are you doing while you're living? Instead of what do you do for a living, what do you do while you're living? Because most of us are so busy suffering. You think that you got to go down to go up. I'm telling you right now, if you've ever been in a place where you've seen an environment that was less than what you truly wanted, you ain't got to go down. You just got to look around and know you don't want to be around that and go up, right? Know that you want to be somewhere else. And how do we get to that space where we see that suffering is overrated? How do we get to a space where we see that being that strong Black woman is overrated? Wait a minute. Am I speaking to you? Because maybe I am. Maybe I am. What about that strong Black man? What about the strong man? What about all of these different things that people place on you, just like the colors Black? You ever think about colors? Right? The craziest thing, we stopped coloring. How many of y'all stopped coloring? How many of y'all stopped coloring? In school, right? In school, you do all these coloring. Y'all be out of the lines. But I want you to do that again. I want you to color again. And this time, don't worry about staying in the line because suffering is overrated. What happens if you get outside of those lines, those confinements? What happens? What can you create outside of that? So let's continue to go. Sunshine, I appreciate you. Let's go to the next person. Who you got coming up next, Sunshine?
King Reginald, come talk to us, King.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
What I got for suffering is suffering is actually an opportunity. We know it's more millionaires are made in the pandemic. So suffering is actually an opportunity. It's all about how we see it. And also, I like Jim Rome. Jim Rome always says a salesman go outside and it's raining. One salesman is gonna go in and say, I'm not gonna go because it's raining, but another one gonna go out there and say, it's a lot of money to be made. So it's all about how we see things. One person see the cup half full, one person see the cups full. So it's all about how we see things. Also, like most people say, like I was raised with no mother and no father. That became a I look at that as an opportunity, also not just an opportunity, but as an advantage because I know how to grind because I never had a mother or father. So we have to change the suffering and make it into opportunities.
Well said. Well said. Everybody send some love in the chat. If y'all Yana with this, put Yana in the chat. So I want to just really think about this. There's a certain salesman, Jim Rome was talking about it, right? He said the salesman, if it's raining, oh, that's a good time to stay in the house. Nobody's outside shopping. And then the other salesman says, hey, that's a good time to go out there and sell something because most of the salesmen are going to be inside the house, right? So I can go out there and make more sales. Which line of thinking are you having? Which line of thinking are you operating with? When it's time to call up these motivated sellers, which mind are you operating with? Oh man, I hope they don't pick up. Wait, so what are you really saying is, I hope that they don't pick up so I don't have to say anything, so I could just feel good about not doing anything, so I could stay in the same situation, so my kids can look at me telling them to go be all they can be, and I'm being all I can't be. Or are you being the person that's saying, damn, hopefully these motivated sellers pick up because if they don't pick up, I'm going up there and I'm knocking. Shout out to Moya. Moya did that. Moya's like, they ain't picking up the phone. She went down there to the actual facility and bought them Jamaican beef patties. I was upset because Moya never bought me a beef patty. But anyway, so and she went down there knocking on the door. Hey, what's up? Let me in here. What y'all need? What can I do? How can I assist? And by her doing that, we ended up having a whole MMA Fund Your Freedom field trip to a self-storage facility where people got to see an opportunity to change their lives, right? So you could be the person that is starting the thing that's saying, you know what, I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna make these phone calls. Why? Because these phone calls could end up being the thing that helps my grandchildren, my children, my legacy going forward. So are we thinking higher or are we thinking harder? That's something to think about. Who else we got coming up?
King Fredgy, let's go, King.
So we explaining why suffering is overrated? Like,
Yeah, but I just want to know from you,
my opinion,
yeah, what does that mean to you? When you hear that, like, what do you get from that?
like, okay, like that we already like working and like we just continue to work and suffer and we just continue to keep our mind in prison and not try to like change the cycle. Like we just going with the flow and like it's normal and it's like becoming a normal thing to me, like which is makes it overrated. That's my
Right. It's overrated also because I love what you're saying. It's a subconscious thing. It's overrated because most of us think that we have to deal with this. And a lot of times, I'm gonna be honest with you, depending on how you grew up, depending on your relationships, I would say you're addicted, not you personally, King. I'm just saying to that person, you're addicted to suffering. How many of you look for suffering? How many of you actually look for suffering? It's not gonna work out. That's suffering. I don't know if I'm good enough. That's suffering. How could you not be good enough when God already ordained that you are enough? When God created you, God said what? Multiply and be fruitful. So already your goal is to multiply and be fruitful, which means that you are already abundant. All you got to do is just keep doing what you do. But are you doing what you do or are you doing what somebody else do? Are you looking for your blessings or are you upset about the blessings you don't got because you see somebody else getting blessed? Which mind are you having? And I know some of y'all might be like, damn, what does this have to do with call a motivated sellers? Well, to be honest, this has everything to do with it. What does this have to do with getting money? Well, to be honest, this has everything to do with getting money. What does this have to do with building powerful relationships so that way I can have happy, healthy relationship with my significant other? Well, it has everything to do with it. Here's why. Because you're creating your life. If you don't like your life, you do what? Put the answer in the chat. And the follow-up question is, so why aren't you doing it? Now, inside of that question, people, you might say the answer, you might say, I am doing it. Are you really doing it or are you attempting to do it? Let me know in the chat. Give your real side. Are you actually changing your life? Are you changing the way you speak? Are you changing the way you think? Are you doing something differently? Are you being a person that's enrolling other individuals into your life? Are you establishing co-stars in your story? Are you actually doing it or are you complaining and crying about why isn't it working? I'm telling you right here, somebody is going to call up a motivated seller and you are going to change your life and your family's life. And there's going to be somebody who just doesn't do it because I don't have the time. All right? Change. Everybody drop change in the chat. Just keep getting familiar with that. Who else we have coming up?
We got that Queen Samoa.
What's up, Timo?
Great morning, everybody. So the suffering, immediately I think about pain. And I talked about this last week because what I realized is that we have an opportunity to choose something different than pain. I think we wake up in the morning and we choose to think about all of the things that impacted our life in a negative way. And it doesn't matter, the greatness that goes on during the day. It's like a reset of your mind. And it's like we're programmed and conditioned to think we have to go through pain to get to somewhere. The things that we watch on television, it's all about pain. The things that go on around the world, it doesn't mean those things aren't happening, but we have an opportunity to make a different choice for ourselves. And I was tired. I'm not doing it no more. Like, just to wake up and think about all of the negative things that happen. How can you move forward through your day when you start with that type of mindset? So we no longer have to choose pain to come, from that place to be able to produce the things that we have. We can choose something different for ourselves. And I'm not suffering anymore. I'm over it. I'm over it.
Absolutely. I love it. What if we can see difficulty differently? What if we can see that suffering is not what we really think it is? What if suffering was just in your imagination and you're just making it up? I'm not saying you're making up the feelings. I'm not saying you're making up the ramifications that come with certain things in life. I'm saying you get to decide which is suffering and which is not.
Mm.
Before you become better, you get worse. So why are we complaining about it? We know that already. Before you become a master at becoming a motivated seller, you know you're going to be nervous. Before you become a master at calling motivated sellers, you know you're going to be nervous, right? Before you become a master at evaluating deals, you know you're going to be nervous. You're not going to be good at it. You know that. Isn't that what you actually want? Isn't that what you call security? Wait a minute. Hold on. Maybe I'm losing you. Isn't that what you call security? Knowing the outcome. You already know the outcome. So let me ponder this. If I'm able to know the outcome, that no matter what, if I took this opportunity to call up these motivated sellers, I can and will be in a position to obtain an opportunity that will transform my life for the rest of my life and for my family's lives. Now, think about it. In the beginning of me calling this or this operation, I believe I'm going to get a lot of what? Everybody drop the answer. When I start calling up people, I believe I'm going to get a lot of what? So I think that we know this. I'm going to get a lot of no's. But you know what? All I need is one, drop it in the chat. So if we know that already, isn't that security? Isn't that confirmation? Isn't that something that would give you a sense of satisfaction and confidence saying, you know what? I already know I'm going to get a bunch of no's. So what are we actually working at during these times that we're getting these no's? You're working on your confidence. You're working on your articulation. You're working on your storytelling, your communication, your connection. You're working on all of these different facets because this is how it builds you. So why would this be any different in your relationship? You get into a relationship, my bad, I got this little, what's that? Superman curl dropping off? And Jerry curl, that's what they call it. So when you think about it, right, in your relationships, why would you be so upset when it doesn't work out? When you knew that this was a situation where you probably weren't even operating at your best, or maybe you were operating at your best, but maybe that person needed you. So you could see difficulty differently. I mean, it's such a shame how we look back at our exes. And your ex is like this person that haunted you, this person that hurt you so bad. I like to think that this person actually helped you. I like to think that, yeah, they probably ran your mind wild, but I like to think that they helped you. I like to think that you wouldn't be who you are without them. I like to think that the fact that you had to worry and stress, that now you have a different mentality about how you approach something. I like to think that's called help. You see, mentor will be a tormentor until you become an implementor. So in actuality, your relationships was showing you that you weren't even ready for the relationship that you asked for. You weren't even ready for it. Because when the other person was throwing you something that you couldn't deal with, what happened? How many of us, when we can't deal with something, what do? Run. Running is the biggest thing. We got some track stars, y'all MVPs on the running circuit for real. For real. Let me say it one more time, for real. Anything, something, y'all get a little pressure, you start running away. That is not the thing. But let me ask y'all another question here. Do y'all believe in the saying, winners never quit? Drop the answer in the chat. Let me know. Drop a yes or no in the chat. Winners never quit. In fact, I want y'all to come off of mute, and not everybody at once, my bad, because I know as soon as I say that, for some reason, the floodgates be open. Wait a minute. So let's raise your virtual hand. Why don't winners quit? If you believed in that, if you don't believe in that, tell me why winners do quit. All right. Let's go with Sunshine, and then Sunshine, let's call up the people afterwards.
All righty. So winners don't quit because you understand, well, most winners understand that it's never a loss, it's a lesson. And you also understand that at the end of the day, it's not going to stay the no. The yes is on its way. Sometimes you just got to get those no's out the way, and I'm okay with that. Winners never quit because they understand that they are a winner and it's literally in your control. As long as you quit, you'll never have the opportunity to win. Once you stop, how can you win? You're not in the game anymore. Winners stay in the game because they understand as long as we in the game, the outcome is going to be ours at some point. It's just a matter of time.
Ooh, Sunny dropping bars. Drop the sunshine emojis in the chat, y'all. Thank you, Queen. Let's call up the next person, please.
Queen Angie, get in here with that headband, Queen. Let's
I
go.
know. I'm ready to go walking, right? For me, it just tells me how many more things I eliminated to get to where I need to be. It means that I'm almost there. It's like, okay, I got 20 out the way. I need one more, just one more. And that drives me forward. I don't look at the rest because I'm still alive. I survived the no. It didn't kill me. So the worst thing that could happen doesn't. Because it won't.
Everybody send some love in the chat. And remind me, Jasmine, to speak about what you just put in the chat. That headband should not say Wilson, it should say Washington. That's a very important point I want to bring up to you.
I'm gonna change that. Yep.
Does it
I
say
agree with
Washington on
y'all. That's wealth right there.
it? Does it say Washington on it? Yes?
It's
or no?
changing. That's changing.
It will soon come.
Okay.
Today.
All right. Awesome. Everybody send some love in the chat. Remind me, Jasmine, to bring up that point, please. Thank you. All right. Cool. Next person, Queen.
King Fredgy, let's go, King.
Oh, what was the question again?
So do you believe in the saying winners never quit?
Oh yeah. Cause all losses ain't losses. A lot of losses be lessons. You fall 7, get up 8. What I have wrote down. You can't spell from Ramel. You can't spell men's without a couple L's. And like when you just have that overnight success, you lose everything. You feel me? It's gonna be hard to like get it from ground up. But when you get it from ground up and then you lose everything, you know, it'll be easier to obtain it back because you know felt the losses before. So you know what I'm saying. So that's my opinion.
I like that. Great stuff. Great stuff. That was good. Everybody send some love in the chat. Who we got next?
We got that. King Reginald. Come talk to us, King.
For me, it was just basically we are chosen, so we got to know that we are chosen. We have a legacy that we have to build. So we can't give up, we can't quit because we have too many people depending on us. We have so many people. We have the past and the present depending on us, and we got to know that we are the chosen people. So that's what I got. We have to know that we can't give up because if we give up, too many people lose.
I got that 100%. Because if you're not maxing out and being your best version, you hinder other people from being their best version, especially our children, right? Like, think about that. Absolutely. Great job, Kate. Who's up next?
Queen Shanaira. Let's go, Queen.
Hey, I believe that if you don't start, you can't finish. That's one. And that if you don't attempt, you've already lost. So the game is for you to I don't want to say that word, but you have to attempt at it. If you don't, you've already told yourself no. So how would you know what you can or that you're capable of doing if you don't even attempt to do it?
Okay. I love that. I love that. But you know I got to speak on that.
Go ahead.
You and Sunshine with these little slick attempts to change and switch out the word trying. It's the same thing and don't try it again, okay? Attempting is trying, all right? Doing. Just get comfortable with doing.
Later, so I don't want to say it to Jasmine on the call.
Yeah, Jasmine, why you got everybody fearful, man? My bad. That's my bad. I'll take the blame for that. I'm sorry. I put Jasmine on trying.
Yes, if you do not try at all, you've automatically failed.
Okay, great job. Great job. Everybody send some love to Shanaira in the chat. Y'all with this attempting. I love that because you were seeing something differently, right? And you were being creative on your word choice, and you were also thinking in the moment. So that was actually pretty good. I'm just joking with y'all about it because attempting and trying is synonyms. So like just do it. Doing and attempting and trying separate, right? So just doing, all right? Doing and being is where we at. Great job. Last person, who's that?
Queen Zell, come talk to us, Queen.
Zell, every time I hear your name, I think I need a Zell. Send me some Zell. Give me some Zell, Zell.
I got you. It's their mindset. It's all about the mindset. They gonna keep winning because of that mind. They don't know the word lost or lose or trying. They continue to complete and finish and win.
Absolutely, 100%. And you said something that's so great that I don't want anyone to miss this. Everybody drop the word continue in the chat. Yeah, like let's say for an example, you were inside of this mentorship, you were learning how to speak to motivated sellers. And at first, before you even started this, you were shy to speak in public. You were shy to cold call. But after the program, you now don't have a problem with cold calling. You don't have a problem with speaking in public. And then maybe 2-3 months from now, you're actually on the stage speaking in front of people about how you changed your family's lives about something, right? And then now you have become a professional speaker traveling around the world. And it all started when? Just calling up motivated sellers. So it's not that you failed if you didn't get somebody to sell you a property. This was you continuing a journey to get to a place that you didn't know that you was going to be at anyway. You didn't know that you were going to be on a stage and ordained to be a speaker, but it was everything that you were going through, that you got through, that allowed you to be who you are. So you were continuously evolving. That's why I say drop continue in the chat. So you said something that was so profound. And you also said mindset. So let me know in the chat, y'all. Thank you, Zell. Everybody send some love to Zell. If you haven't, let me ask y'all this question. Did everybody come up here and make valid points? Because I believe so. And I don't want you to speak based upon me. I want you to do it based upon you. But I believe that everyone who came up here, they actually made valid points. And it made so much sense. Can I have you see difficulty differently? Can I help you change your perspective and see that the saying winners never quit and quitters never win is not really all what it seems to be? Can I do that? One of my mentors actually told us, he said, in fact, not only does the saying winners never quit not true, it's not the truth. It's true, but it's not truth. Right? I know the difference between it, right? It's true, but it's not true. But he said, winners always quit. Wait a minute. Winners always quit. Is that true or is that not true? Let me know in the chat, because maybe that's not true for you. Winners always quit. You gotta quit doing the things that's slowing you down. You gotta quit doing the things that's holding you back. You gotta quit being around people who are seeing you lesser than how you see yourself. You gotta quit self-sabotaging. You gotta quit eating terribly. You gotta quit not taking opportunity. Like, think about what I'm saying right now. Think about it. You have to quit. Winners always quit. If it ain't working, it ain't working. See, it's not about right or wrong. It's about workable and non-workable. What's non-workable in your life? You have to quit that. See, you're over there afraid to go out there to speak on something that's going to give you your blessing, because all of the blessings are coming in lessons, right? So you're going to learn a lesson while you're out there speaking. You're going to learn a lesson while you're reaching out to these sellers via cold call, while you're meeting up with people, walking through properties. You're going to learn a lesson, because just like Zell said, it's a continuation. It's all steps to get you to that place that you truly want to be. But you must quit. The one thing you must quit as a winner is you must quit negative self-talking. You must quit that you cannot believe in yourself, that you won't achieve. You must quit feeling like you're not enough. So real quick, raise your virtual hand. As a winner, in order to win, you're going to quit doing what? So in order to win, I'm going to quit self-sabotaging. I want you to come up and I want you to speak on that. Because just like how I just showed you and demonstrated to you, everybody who came up here, they made perfect sense. But nobody said what I just said. But I'm quite sure what I just said makes a lot of sense. So the way you see one thing is just the way you see one thing. So in school, they teach you that there's only one right answer. Why? Because they make it easy for the teacher to grade you so that way they can just see who's doing what and pass you along. But in life, there's more than one way to do something. There's more than one way to see something. Which came first, night or day? Which came first, day or night? I don't know. I really don't know. And depending on how you see it, will be workable in one way. And depending on how you see it, will be non-workable another way. All right. So just think about that. The way you see things, your perception gives you your direction. So Sunshine, we're gonna start with you, then we're gonna go to everyone else. What's up, Queen?
For me, it's real simple. I'm just going to quit all the things that are not in alignment with my destination. Period.
Profound. Absolutely love that. Who we have coming up next?
Queen V, let's go, beautiful.
All right. So in order to win, I'm going to quit self-doubt, negative self-talk, and inertia.
Don't come up here just to say it because we give you exercise and you being the most valuable participant. Really believe it. Like, and stop doing it when. Like, quit when.
Right now.
Right.
Today.
You know, I know how y'all be seeing them people. Yeah. Like, I'm gonna quit smoking. I know that though. Because smoking ain't really that good for me anyway. But you know, sometimes I just be needing to get that stress off because I'm probably talking to you. I know I'm probably talking, not you, V, but I'm probably talking to somebody. I know. And, you know, I'm gonna quit one day, but like when is gonna be the one day? Right now is the one day. This is the day one that you have right now. Every day that you have could be the new day one, right? This is the day one. This is day one of your new journey. Stop saying you're gonna do something and don't do it, okay? Everybody send some love to V in the chat. Send some love in the chat. Who else we got? Sunshine?
King Reginald, let's go.
Awesome. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I just want to encourage somebody. I just want to encourage somebody today. Like I will be the last person to raise my hand because I thought about what people said about me. So I would never raise my hand or get in front of people because I feared people. So I thought about like, man, I cannot worry about what people think about me. And what I tell my kids is you go to school every day and those kids you'll never see again. So you don't care about what those kids say about you because you'll never see them again. So be yourself. So for me, I have to stop thinking about what people say to me because they don't pay your bills. You got to just go and do what you're supposed to do because it's at the end of the day, don't care about what people think about you.
Absolutely. If you care about what other people think, then are you living a life for you or are you living a life for them? Think about it. Message, what's that movie when they come on? Message. All right, go ahead. Who coming up next, Sunshine? Thank you, Reg.
Maisha Naira, let's go, boo. Unmute, honey. There you go. Nope. Unmute again. Nope. Go back to unmuting. Unmute. There you go. Right
Okay,
there.
I get 2 messages that come up. I don't know. Anyway, putting myself in positions or around people that no longer serve me.
Real quick, because it sounds good, but I know this is one of those things that we have to be specific about. Because how many times, let me know in the chat, how many times y'all said y'all was gonna do that? Yeah, I ain't messing with so no more. Yeah, I ain't gonna do that no more. But then what happens? 3 months later, 2 months later,
Yeah.
how did I get back here? And then you blame them. So crept back in my life. No, stop it. Ain't nobody crept back in your life. Stop.
When I
Stop.
say that, I mean it's with anything, daily activity, to even include food that I'm eating. Like I know it's not doing anything for me, so why am I eating it? Or if I know it's a certain group of people and they could be good people, but their vibration is low. Why I keep, entertaining or going to these events if it's not what's really for me? I still get the same vibe every time I'm there. You're nice and all, but we ain't on the same path. So doing things like that to myself.
Right. Low key, it's just me being nosy. I guess I'm not really nosy. So that's the first time I think I used that word. Anyway, so are you talking about family functions?
Functions, event.
Wait. Family though.
Family too.
Okay.
But I mean, you love your family. I do. I love my family. But they want to do the same stuff all the time. They want to go to the same places. Nobody wants to stretch themselves. It's like, okay, yeah, nah, I'm tired.
Mm. That'd be the hardest part to break away from, right? The family.
Yeah.
The hardest part. But the thing is, you never really have to break away from them because everything is temporary, right? Even the wins that we get is temporary. So breaking away from the family just so that way you could provide a new level of comfort. Because I remember before I broke away from the family, it was hard to see that side of me because it's the family. But then when you realize and you grow, you wait a minute, everybody breaks away from the family a little bit. But the reason why you need to is so that way when you come back, you're better. When you
Yeah.
come back, you're stronger. When you come back, you can uplift others because they might still see something the way you used to see it and not be aware that they're seeing something that could be out of alignment, right? Some of our family, they, like you said, do the same things all the time. Maybe it's gossip. Maybe it's bad talking people. Maybe it's just drinking and then, you know, saying all this other stuff or getting crazy. So we want to be able to help ourselves, then we can help everyone else. So 100% to you, Shanaira. I think that's a good step. 100%. There we go. Great job. Great job. Send some love in the chat. She in those New York City streets. You love New York City streets. You got the background.
Yeah. Brooklyn is where it's at.
Yeah. Put a year in the chat.
King Keith, what's going on, King?
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, mine is, I guess my biggest thing is I need to quit is negative self-talk.
Mm.
And, you know, by telling myself I can't or worrying about what other people think, you know, it has affected a lot of my stuff. And also mine, you know, is also with family. I allow them to, well, I've allowed them, I guess, to get in the way of when there's things I need to do. It's, you know, they seem to think it's an emergency, but it's not.
Mm.
And that's one of the things I need to quit, you know, attending to their issues and do what I need to do.
Let me ask you a question because I knew when I seen you today earlier, I knew something was gonna pop for you. I knew it. I had called you out on it because your energy is you're accepting that. There's something that you're accepting. And I want y'all to know what you fight for, you cannot accept, right? And what you accept, you will not fight for. And I'm gonna break it down this way. When you accept family coming into your life, throwing anything and everything at you, how could you have the capacity to fight for what you truly want? To fight for the life that you truly want? How could you? Think about what I'm saying. If everybody is on your back or you have to carry everyone, how could you fight for what you want? You won't be able to. You just have to accept what comes your way. And that's the space that we've gotten into, right? Where we're just accepting what is given to us. Keith, for you, you have to truly see yourself in a brand new environment, which you have. Think about that. You weren't in MMA last year, 3 months ago, right? Yeah, think about it. You are already doing. So now you just got to continue to do it. What does Zell say? Everybody drop in the chat, continue.
Right.
This is an ongoing process. And I really want Sunshine to speak to you because I believe Sunshine's going to say something to you that speaks to your soul in this moment.
We actually had a conversation. And
Yes.
so King Keith knows exactly where I am with him at this point. I'm loving the fact that you are taking the time out to acknowledge the things that you need to release and let go of. It's the bottom line. And honestly speaking, removing things and accepting the things that no longer serve you is beyond half the battle. You're doing that. There was a time when you couldn't even see that these things and these people and even a negative self-talk was keeping you in a state of suffering, which wasn't allowing you to live. King, you breaking past those barriers, and I absolutely love it. It starts with us and it ends with us. You have everything you need inside of you right now to be successful, to be where you are looking to be. All you have to do is accept it. Our Mindset Mogul crew tells us all the time, there's a you inside of you that you haven't even met yet. I just want to welcome you to you, King. This is just the beginning.
And I need
Absolutely.
it. I'm successful in my industry that I've been in for like 30 years, but it's like changing over to something else. You know, it's I don't know why, but tell myself, you know what I mean, I don't know that it's possible, or, you know, and that's something I got to quit. And I didn't realize I was even doing it until I got in this program.
Mm-hmm.
I want to offer something too right there too as well, Sunshine. Thank you for that. For you, Keith, I'm not where you're at, right? As far as the way that you live, the way I live, I'm not where you're at. No one else can be. You're the only one that knows your perspective and knows what's going on. But I do know principles, and like I stated when I first started, suffering is overrated.
That's true.
When you feel like you're suffering based on the situation, you must change the situation, or things get worse. Now, we don't want it to get worse. We want to be able to put ourselves in the best position so that way we can do the things that we want to do. But the longer you allow yourself to sit in the suffering, the future you die.
Yeah, Sunshine helped me realize that the other day.
So are you ready to live? Are you ready to start living?
Hell yes.
Look, everybody come off of mute. Everybody come off of mute. Make some noise for Keith.
Yes, he
and
said,
share that
hell
love.
yes. Let's
Hey, Keith, you got
That's
this.
right,
What's
Keith.
up,
Good
Keith?
job.
I
Way
said,
to
Keith,
declare,
no more
man.
suffering. You
Hell
got
yeah, it's
this.
about
Keep
time.
going.
Go, Keith, got this.
Believe in yourself.
Start
Go on.
today.
Yeah,
Girl.
What the
Hey,
hell?
You got it.
it's
All the
coming.
way up.
Much love,
Go,
sending
Keith,
prayers,
let's get
sending
it.
love, sending joy, sending
Let's
happiness.
get it,
You
Keith.
got
Let's
this.
get
Going,
it.
Go,
going
Keith.
like a hurricane.
Only up from here. Only up from here. Let's go, King.
Stand up,
Only
head
up
up.
from here. Ain't no turning back.
Yes.
Only up. Only up. Only up. Only up from
Do it.
here, King.
Do it.
Only
Come on,
up.
dude.
Let's get it.
That's right.
Right.
And what? First of all, I want to say thank you to each and every one of you, because that was so special. But I want to bring Keith up. Keith, how special was that for you to hear people cheering you on like that and calling your name and pouring so much love into you?
It's pretty amazing. You know, I've never gotten that.
So this is your new family.
Yeah.
How many people have you actually connected with inside of this community so far?
Probably 4 or 5.
4 or 5. How many people was inside of this community? How many people was on a call last night, just on a call alone last night?
I know, like 50, wasn't it, or 60 something?
Go higher.
80.
Right. 90, 80, 90 people that showed up on that call. And you mean to tell me that you've been sitting and suffering when you have access to 90 people who would yell and cheer you? Let me just show you one more time. Everybody come off mute. Send some love to Keith. Just come off mute. Send some love to Keith
Let's
real
go,
quick.
King. You got
Let's
this.
go,
Got
Keith.
this.
Let's
Come
go,
on.
Keith.
You
Show
got
them
this,
how you can
King.
do
You
better
got
than
this.
that. All you gotta do is you
No
just
more
quit.
suffering. No more
All you
suffering.
gotta do is just stop
Got
quitting.
it.
That's it, man.
We
Let's
all
Let's
got
go,
one
Keith.
another's back.
When the
We
bar
got
Chin up, chin up,
that.
King.
Yes, that's what
We ready to
out
King, we
outside.
ready to see
never
much,
like
King.
it.
We ready.
Going
Ready.
up.
Big
Going up,
key.
Keith.
Big
Got
key.
it.
Big, big
Go.
key. Never little.
You got
Never
this.
little.
We
That's
got
supposed
this.
to
Yes, man. Heads up.
go.
Big key.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's
Come
get
on.
in. Let's
Going.
Good
go.
day.
Oh,
Good
don't drop
life.
the ball. You
Doing
want to
great.
put up 10 notches.
Awesome.
You heard? Let's get
You
it,
get it
King.
before,
Awesome.
but you get
Go,
it.
Let's
King. Let's
go.
go.
Let's go.
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 As much as I love this, but y'all ain't be yelling for me like that. You about to put Keith up here, yo. They gonna bring Keith out every time from now on. Get the crowd hype. Come on, Keith, because y'all be yelling. Y'all be like, hey, man. Yo, so I love that. Absolutely love it. I want to bring Keith back up real quick because once again, and I want you to, this is an opportunity for you, Keith, because you seem like a man's man, right? You know the term man's man. Do you drive a pickup truck? Is that a pickup truck you're driving? Yeah, you're a man's man. You drink beer after work? Nah, you don't gotta answer that part. You ain't gotta answer that part. But what I'm saying is, how often do you get to be vulnerable with the people that you love? How often you get to share your true, authentic feelings? And I really want you to answer. It's a real question.
Actually, never. There's very few people I share my feelings and thoughts with. Even my wife don't know part of it. She knows me good enough, but she don't know. I don't share it with her a lot.
This is a serious, not serious, this is an intentional question. But I would love for you to be vulnerable in this moment, not for me, but for you. This is an opportunity that something is going to happen inside of you. That if you allow this to unfold, don't give any resistance, you will get a breakthrough that will transform your relationship with your wife and everybody else in your life. How does that make you feel, not being as connected to be vulnerable and share your true, authentic self with your wife and your family?
I don't know, it kind of scares me in a way. I've just always never told people how I think and how I feel, simply because most people don't believe in what I believe in, or don't, anything I do, they think is either crazy or something. But I'm used to people doing that all my life, so I just choose not to share.
I want y'all to put this in the chat. You do know the crazy ones are the successful ones, right?
Yeah.
So I don't want you to be like the little grasshopper inside the jar just because everybody else is hopping and hitting the lid, and you just believe that one day I can break past this lid and be able to hop all around the world. And everybody else in that jar just looking at you, bro. We ain't going nowhere, man. Ain't never opening up the lid. This is what it is. And then one day that lid is twisted off. That lid is twisted off, and you can see the possibilities of what can be. But you've been jumping so high for so long that you don't even think you can make it. I want you to think that you can make it right now. I want you to see your lid being twisted off to know that everything that you want to accomplish is possible right here, right now for you. And that you can make it. If somebody says you're crazy, look at them and say, thank you. Appreciate you. That's it. That's all you have to do. Because the truth of the matter is, you need to be a little crazy. If you're not crazy, then what are you really doing? If you're not crazy, what's really happening? So for you, Keith, if you can jump outside of that jar, that lid is taken off, where can you leap? Where can you go? What's your possibility?
Probably endless.
Specifically, tell me exactly where you want to go. If you had the opportunity, if you could be anywhere with your wife, if you could communicate with your wife how you want to, if y'all can have a certain relationship, if you could be with your family, people could believe in you, I want you to describe it to me. What would it look like? What would it feel like?
I'd be able to go and enjoy places without worry of money, or what we have going on, but be able to actually go and experience different places and actually enjoy it, together.
Is that actually possible? Like, do you think that life is possible?
Yeah, I believe it is.
Do you think that somebody already lives that life?
Yeah.
Okay. So are you going to continue to allow the thoughts that you feel about how other people judge you stop you from receiving that life?
No.
Because that's exactly what's been happening. Your thoughts been costing you that life. The way that you've been thinking has been costing you that freedom. See, we always talk about security, but in actuality, you know what we do to ourselves? We hold ourselves hostage.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing.
It is time for you to break through. And this is not just talking to Keith, everybody. This is all of us building together. We're talking to all of us. Myself, there's another level that I can go to. There's another level that you can go to. We all can go to another level. But we have to stop holding ourselves hostage. The best security is understanding that there's no security. There is no security. Everybody's touchable. Anything can happen to you. You're one move away from being great, and you're one move away from making that biggest mistake. So if that is true, why not just shoot for everything that we want to get anyway? Because whether or not that I shoot for it and I just stay the same, everything is crumbling around me anyway. Same thing with the dollars, right? Think about the dollars. If you just hold your money in the bank, yeah, you might think that you are safe with your money, but in reality, with the cost of living and everything rising, your dollar is just crumbling. Why not invest into yourself, which is the greatest investment, because that's something that no one can take away from you. Your house, somebody can take away from you. Your clothes, somebody can take away from you. Your car, somebody can take away from you. But who you are, no one, and I mean no one, can take that away from you. So going forward, Keith, no more. No one else can take this away from you, okay? So when you talk to your wife, just have her get to know you all over again. Hey, babe, I want you to get to know me as I'm growing right now, and I have things I want to share with you because you're such an important part to my life that I want you to understand what I'm doing right now. And if you don't understand it, it's fine. But I just want to at least share to you because I love you and I want you to know what I'm doing. And be fine with that. Be fine with that. Whatever she says as a response, whatever that person says as a response, be fine with it. It's okay. Because what matters is that you don't let anybody take away your spirit and your goals and what you want. All right. So everybody, send some love in the chat real quick, 30 seconds or less. Keith, what's your takeaway from everything that just happened in this last 10 minutes?
That I need to make some serious changes, write them down and commit to doing them every day.
So start on it right now. I know you parked up, so you got a chance to do it right now. Start right now. And get that done. Send it over to me. Screenshot it. Send it over to me.
I even got my whole booklet.
Hey, you got them stone tablets. That's fine. Screenshot it and send it over to me. All right, everybody, send some love to Keith if you haven't already. Thank you, Keith. So we got one more person that we're closing up. Was that amazing or what? Was that cool? Because I know some of y'all don't know that we used to do this all the time, where we would have everybody come up and get breakthroughs, right? And we just put a pause on that because we wanted you to execute and do some work. But how many of us needed that moment? I know Keith did. So snap it up, clap it up to yourself, because look at what you did, not only for what you did for Keith, but what you did for you and what you've done for everyone else. So thank you all. I appreciate each and every one of you for stepping up and having that community love. Let's go with Angela, and then we'll get ready to wrap up.
For me, it's a no. For me, in fact, I've been thinking about this for a while. It's overthinking. I want to change it. I want to do this one. I want to make it better. My brain just keeps going. It doesn't shut off. Overthinking everything. It doesn't stop. I wake up, I'm thinking. And I could be doing nothing and I'm still thinking. It doesn't turn off.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I'm always creative, and I need to shut. I don't know how to shut the creative part of me down because I keep seeing it and seeing it in different ways. And then it's not a bad thing. I just need to make sure that I'm focused and intentional about what it is I want to produce in my mind at that moment. And that's what I'm teaching myself to do. I'm practicing that.
Okay, I love it. Anybody else who's doing this, right? I want you to understand there will come a day where your creativity is shut down. In other words, there will come a day where your water gets shut off, right? Mm-hmm. I want you to think, look, Freddy, he know what I'm talking about. He's like, yeah. So there will come a day where your water is cut off. And that's all of us. So let's not rush that process. Let's not hope that happens. Let's just know that that's going to happen. And the funniest thing is that you don't have to think about breathing, right? So you don't have to think about thinking. You don't have to think about thinking. Wait a minute. What is he saying? I said, before I leave, can I get a mindset in the chat? Before I leave, can I get a mindset in the chat? I told y'all, we're taking y'all to the church for entrepreneurs, the kingdom hall for the kings and queens, the temple for the triumphant, and damn sure that mosque for the moguls. Listen here. You are your greatest source of energy, your greatest source of light, but you're also your greatest source of darkness. But guess what? Darkness is not a force. There isn't a machine that if you have light and you can shoot darkness into light. But there's machines that you can shoot light into darkness, because your light, your spirit, your mind is greater than anything that's ever come your way. Any problem, so any obstacle, if you have a strong enough why, you can overcome any how. But it's the mind that plays the trick on you, that makes you think that you can't do something, that makes you think that your situation is bad, that makes you think that this is going on. Listen, you don't even have to think. The thoughts that you're getting, not even your thoughts. Do you think that you created language, or do you think that someone gave you language, put language into you, your processor or your software, right? This is why you can have a dog, and a dog can understand Spanish if they grew up in a Spanish household, or they can understand English. Because it's not that you have to create anything as far as thinking wise. You have to be. How many people have died and their thoughts, the thing that they think has died with them? How many people have died with creating these imaginary, like these super high-tech inventions, but never actually been the person that put it into the world. So you can sit up here bothering you and being, suffering and all of this thought that you might be doing, Angela, but I want you to really believe, why is it necessary to overthink when all you're going to do is overthink about something and then in the moment choose what you want in the moment anyway? How many of y'all do that? Let me know. Be real. Put a 1 in the chat if you start, yeah, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to have it this way. And then as soon as the time comes to do it, you ain't even do nothing that you said you was going to do. You did a whole nother left turn. I said a whole nother left turn. Okay? A whole other thing you ain't even think about doing, because that was going to happen anyway. So let's just stop overthinking and let's start being, right? We're not humans thinking or humans doing, humans being. So as we get ready to come to this close, I want everybody to relate to everyone that came up on this screen. And I want you to think, did they say something to me? Because if they did, I want you to realize this was your own consciousness playing something to you that you asked for. When you found mentorship, it wasn't that this play, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Every mentorship I go into, that I speak into, all of the participants say the same thing. Well, maybe not all, but most of them. What do you think they say about the mentorship that they're in? What do you think they say?
The best.
It's the best, right? They say, oh, this is the best mentorship. If you've been in multiple mentorships, you would know that. So why is that the case? Because no matter what, you have the choice to create the reality. So wherever you're at, it's going to be the best. No, I think y'all missed that. Wherever you're at, it's going to be the best. This thing got nothing to do with me. Look at, if you don't execute your work, you're gonna look at me like, damn, I don't understand nothing you were talking about. You're gonna look at the program like, this program wasn't good. Wherever you go, you are the best. So on that note, I want everybody to come off of mute. I want you to clap and snap it up because you're the best of the best, top of the top, cream of the crop. And if you don't do nothing, you get nothing. But if you do something, you get something. So all you got to do is take action and be the star of your own story. I want y'all to know that you're the best of the best, top of the top.
Let's go.
Go. Best to the best, top of the top.
Yes.
To the best, top of the top. Best
Did I turn
at
it
the top.
off?
Yes.
Winning Wednesday.
Best
Let's
to
go.
the top. Best to the top. Yes.
MVP.
Top of the
Win
top.
green.
Go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
That's
To the best, top of the top.
Wherever you at, you.
I better believe it. Sunshine, let's take us out with a couple words. We don't need a couple minutes, 2 minutes, but let's take us out. Once again, y'all, that was my time. I appreciate each and every one of you for participating today. I just wanted y'all to be in a different environment. So I just wanted everyone to participate and just see something differently. Hopefully today you walk away feeling empowered that you are the best and that you're the one that can change your reality if you choose to do so. Make a decision. If you did send me a message, I think a couple people sent me some messages, and I'll do my best to read it right now and respond to you. But I'm just saying, if you don't know, now you know. You're the best. I'm out of here. I'm leaving it to Sunshine. Thank you, Sunshine.
Thank you, King. Today was absolutely amazing. I need y'all to put it in the chat. Just one more again. Suffering is overrated. Like, how you come out the gate with that? Good morning. Suffering is overrated. He wasn't playing with us today, not one bit. Understand and know that abundance is your birthright. You are already abundant. Everything that you desire resides within you. Just start living and walking in it. I can't ask us, are you changing your life or are you sitting in suffering? If you sitting in suffering and you know it, it's time to make the change, not today, but today. It's always about seeing difficulty differently, right? He says it all the time. And we agree with it, we clap with it, we yes and we amen and all the rest of that. But when the difficulty appears, do you take the time out to see it differently, or do you allow yourself to sit in suffering? Think about what we do in the moment. He said to us, before you become better, you become worse. So let's get the worst out of the way. Let's get out of the fear of being afraid of anything. Let's just get that out the way because the best is yet to come. Drop winners never quit in the chat. It's that can't stop, won't stop mentality. It just can't happen, won't happen. Not folding, not laying down. We're not doing none of that because winners never quit. However, we do quit that lackadaisical mentality that kept us in the life that we're living right now, but we're choosing different. Drop we choosing different in the chat. Quit the mindset that no longer serves you. Point blank, period. Quit the things that are no longer in alignment with your destiny. Point blank, period. Because at the end of the day, our King let us know that anything you accept, you will no longer fight for. Now, I love the box. These hands is real, but I'm fighting for me and me only. Y'all better stand in your power, walk in your power, and don't you ever dare let nobody play with you on no day. Every day is your day to be the best version of you. And we already know we the best of the best, right? So y'all go out here and have a love-filled day. We love y'all to life. And this has been your accountability call on this Wealthy Wellness Wednesday. Y'all be amazing. Everybody come off mute and let's get up out of here in some high energy.
Let's go.
Go, y'all. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's get. Let's go.
Let's go.
Have a great day,
Guys.
everybody.
Let's
Everybody
go.
have a great
great day.
winning Wednesday. Let's have a
You
winning
guys, thank you,
Wednesday.
everybody.
Let's
Thank you,
get
everybody.
Better
Thank
Wednesday.
you, everybody.
y'all
Have a
amazing.
good day.
Win.
Have a
Go.
great
See
day.
everybody.
Have a good day. Have a
That's
great day.
right. Let's go. Let's
Go.
go. Have a great day, everybody.
Have a
Day. Have a
Great day.
Have a
Wednesday.
great day.
See you next
Wednesday.
Hey, let's go.
Yes.
Let's go.
Wednesday.
That's a
Y'all keep getting the best.
Good day. Good day.
That's
Positive
Wednesday.
day.
Morning, Kana.
Let's go. Queen, let's go, baby.
Let's
Oh,
go.
yeah.
You the one, you the one, you the one.
Woo!
Number 2.
Today is the
Number
day.
Yes.
Today is the day. Today is the day. Like
Period.
Every day's a
today
Wednesday.
is the day.
Yes.
Go.
Thanks, Samoa.
Let's get it. Let's
Yeah,
go.
what's up?